We don't hear many things about now be the coronavirus. Everybody will talk now. Like new cases, then come out 204 cases just yesterday here at around 11 o'clock. That's when the NCDC tell us. And the NCB, those states still record another 7 cases. So many people now be told they hear. We don't hear many things. Then the thing bad, so it take the life of the Chief of Staff to Mr. President Abba Kyari. But the good thing when we say the inside say that now one only few cases. Other people don't say don't go inside, come back. Bless they go war back to come back, and the survivor by application, the person get coronavirus, no be death sentence because people the survivor away. Because this worker go out to go be somebody where be say we not seen a survivor now in BCB. He go the war, come back and see the way BCB. Go call and make contact to make contact with the experience and lessons the one BCB will get to learn from inside. We get no other person than the Speaker of the Edo State House Assembly, Honorable Frank Okiye. Okay, welcome to our program.
Thank you, my brother.
We listen to grammar and last the speaker, but we could try to bring a calm down with the speaker.
I'm a product of the environment, the society, so I go follow them.
So the coronavirus thing, it don't come, it don't deal with us. Some people they talk, even most people they talk and say, if you see a big man's sickness, you hear saying Abba Kyari, you hear saying Speaker of this House of Assembly, you hear Governor of Bauchi State, you hear Governor of what they call him of Kaduna State, you hear Governor of your state. The people waiting for streets in a big man sickness. Not true be that one.
Well, you and I know say that cannot be true because this is sickness when we say a human being they affect. And whether the person Dangote, whether not Donald Trump, what you go understand say it's as long as it's a human being, now blood and flesh, I make come. So anything that has blood and flesh, they contact them. We even hear say even animal can contact it. So anybody that is thinking that say na big man sickness, make it better for now. Make it it's still early. Make it shift away from there and face it. Say this thing is real. Because why you notice that maybe people when we call and say I don't want to use the word big man because I don't know if I'm a big man, but maybe people that some privileged positions that they felt the contact because they were the people that had contact with the people coming from outside. Okay. Either you work in the airport, either your brother they overseas, either you fly in a plane. So people believe that this area not be where poor man they go. And when we talk about poor man, what we really talk about? Maybe the people that waiting that they take they eat, they are work in a one confined area, maybe in Urumi. He has no business coming to Benin. He not get business for Lagos, and perhaps he not get business to go abroad. So those people may not get it as early as the one we don't get it. But one thing is certain. The government is taking steps so that it not go spread, go reach that level.
For you now, what you go fit to be your experience for this time? Because whether you like them or not, Erufai come out to say, it is not die industry, so not death in the sea. So Marking they come out, to say, it is the death that already come, and the rest. You fit take us through your experience.
Yeah, well, first of all, you know, I will always give thanks to God because the world where don't grow, that is where they call it the world where don't develop. They don't everything where they look for. If you hit America and hit them badly, you go say then we think be our own when we feel resistant. So all these countries of the world, the Europe and the Asia, they don't talk say this thing is deadly. Say they don't get sick, they don't get cure. And when they see people when they die, when they see thousands of people when they die every day, and either they lie. But you see, you know, we not say from birth, we don't feel light with human dead bodies. They are dead, they are real. So at the point when me realize that so it's positive that I have this thing. That was the time I realized that I'm made of ordinary flesh. So I said, so this is the end of the road. So it is inside of me right now. So what thing I could do? Nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And the benefit of the insight of the fact that when we dey abroad, this thing was becoming so rampant. We dey read from literature, we dey read from internet, how it's hitting people, and what we think say go fit be for Africa. And we know that first of all, this thing a cold region, is the temperature below 27. Now we hear say they settle, and we know that Africa is hot. So we now believe that the rate of spread will reduce for Africa. So, and what are the things in Africa? Like all those steamy, because heat is a problem. So we believe that those heat, anything that can reduce it. So we already have those things in our subconscious that that's not the thing you would do, because everybody is a suspect. Everybody can get it. So I had this behind my mind, and when it happened, I said, God, well, if it is your wish that this is the end of the road, no problem. It wasn't easy as that, you know.
Yeah.
I was really destabilized. I lost balance. Because those days when they read Hadith, they say, Hadith never say die. Nobody ever see death.
Well, go say never say die.
That was real. And I kept asking God, so why? In fact, at some point, I said, why did you bring me to this world if you were not going to make me get to the end? You know, but God is a merciful God. In spite of our shortcoming, He brought me out. So the credit must go to God. Because even the what you call them, the technocrats, like the doctors, the team of doctors, the government officials, everybody that prayed, millions of Nigerians on our side played the role for me to come back alive. Either through prayer, either through well wishes, either through courageous messages, text messages, and so on, even though I wasn't able to access all the messages. They were all instruments God used to deliver me. The Christian community, our pastors, they were just mere instruments God used. None of them, nobody can claim that he did. Rather, they say, thank God that God still find me worthy to be used to deliver this. So that is to the extent at which God must take all the credit. Now, everything was a guesswork. I had to...
They bring the grammar corner small.
Guesswork. When I came, I first tell my wife, say, well, the government said 14 days self-isolation, prepare my guest room, get enough sanitizer, face masks, and hand gloves so that anybody that can attend to me within that period, and make sure the place is sanitized, there's water for washing hands in the house and everything. But even my family didn't take it easy. They thought it was a joke. They want to play with me. Then my children want to, I said, don't come near me. Each time they are entering the room, they see me wearing mask. They say, well, what's all this? I said, yeah, but this is real. That was when I had to send for the doctors through the Commissioner for Health that I need to be tested. It's not as if I was then symptomatic. I said, I need to test so that even if they are playing with me, we can. I will know that. Even if they play with me, they're going to say, I don't know where would they go. So when the thing came out, I was positive. So I called my wife. My wife also broke down. But what do? We had to face it. My wife, I must give credit to her. She was a very strong woman. She stood by it as if it's something that is physical. She faced it headlong. It faced her parakata. So all those agbo, you know, say these agbo we they talk about. I found out that agbo is not the same. It not be the same thing from one tradition, one custom to another. The components, when the spices, when the Ishante they do the agbo, they are different from Urobo. Some of them are different from Yoruba. Okay. That is what I found. That it got to a point. My wife tell me, say, people they send text around. These are things you go take Jonah. So it got different from the one when they do those days when I did village. Because with this thing we already used to. It might be our local treatment for fever. You steam up. You go, they run. Our parents go carry you. They go force you put foam and duvet take and cover you. You go hit. You go run away. You go come back. So, but this time, I mean, you won't face them. So inside hell, I was there. You know. So, as if I was going to swallow the heat right inside my lungs. I was really inhaling them. There was another one that you don't be agbo. You go put on while it's boiling. The thing is boiling with foam. You put it close to your nose, even with the heat. My wife was bringing all these things. Got the small camping gas. Camping gas, they can't put it for the room. They use it and they do specifically. The agbo was there. Another one like garlic, so many things. Oh, then I knew, in the face of death, what you go fit do in your real life. When you are clear, you know if you do 10% of it. What I was swallowing, the temperature. Now, after I don't survive, there was a time my wife brought agbo for me to. I couldn't stay 3 minutes. The agbo to drink, the very hot one, I couldn't drink it.
Okay, I want to find out from you now, Mr. Speaker. When Commissioner for Health, when you reach and when they can't carry you come out, now this agbo treatment is still there, or you there for some other treatment they give you?
Well, maybe now that's part of the story where many people don't know. Where I stayed on self-isolation, and there I stayed here, I was delivered. Okay? When they came, they inspected the place. I said, okay. They were going to lecture my family and lecture my wife. They would teach her how they would manage me when they are not there.
Okay.
So I'm sure they did. Because from that point, my children will no longer come. Even when my children they come from school.
Distance there.
They gave distance, they padded them up well before they just come say, daddy, daddy, and all that. So I was never moved out of my guest room.
That was your isolation center?
That was my isolation center.
Okay.
And they made sure the air condition was shut off. The windows were ventilated, but in most cases, there should be heat. Even when the fan is there, I know they use the fan. They tell me, say, as much as heat that can be here, let the heat be there. So, you know, it's not an easy experience. It's something where you're not going to even wish for your enemy to have.
Okay.
Because at every point, if your leg pinch you, you say, death don't come. Because we don't know when the thing will come. The distance between life and death, a very tiny line. So at some time I tell my wife, I say, well, you can see me now, me and you they talk now. I don't know, one day now, 1 minute you knock at the door, you enter, I'm not able to talk to you. You may think I'm still seeing you, I may not be seeing you. If I go unconscious, it don't over. So it's only God that prevented that minute.
Okay.
And the doctors were at every point in time that they checked me. And they gave me courage. They said, don't worry, you will survive it because your organs, they are not compromised. At every time they take test, they take blood sample, they will go test and say, they show me, say, don't worry, none of your organs, your lungs have not been affected, your heart not affected, your kidney, they are working well, so don't worry. So all these ones started giving me, they say at this point in time, you go breathe in. And hold it for like 10, 20 seconds. Say if you're able to do it, just give yourself a pass man. Say you don't, you go pass on. So most of the time I was doing that, I don't feel anything. I say, okay, even though at some point headache, you feel feverish a little bit, you feel restless, you know, so many things were coming in, cough once in a while, you know, everything was now, you go to suspect them. So it was just between you and your God.
Okay, look, we come now. The state governor yesterday come and talk to one Amaka Okoro. Say they call her Mama Ella. Say the woman test positive and the woman can run for where it be say they look for the woman now. This is now one woman when be like say na fear go make her do this one so. And people don't be say they think along that line too. And we don't hear some cases of people when we say they put for some kind of isolation center they run come out. This kind of thing for after this experience you don't get so which kind of message you get for that kind of people? Or people when be say get that kind of mind?
Well, very unfortunately, all those ones that they do, they are not necessary. Now, he will go affect himself. He will not even be sure of survivor. He will go affect other people. You know, one thing about human beings is that if you not go fit survive, die alone. It was one of my principles.
Okay.
If this thing will take my life, let it take my life and my life alone. Because it will hurt me if I spread this thing, and the blood of those people are now on my hand. The moment I was tested positive, that was my fear. Because before I left London, my sister-in-law and the kids, my mother-in-law, 75 years old woman, they came to visit me and wish me bye-bye that morning. My friend came to pick me to the airport. We sat together in the car. A night before that day, One of our friends came in from Nigeria, came in from Dubai. He was being hosted to a party. Now one of our friends still hosted. All of us were there. I went there with 3 of my friends. That guy came with 3 of his friends, and the wife. The other persons, he was there with the wife and 2 of it. So in a small table, were over 15.
Wow.
We ate and drank, shot, talked, had to. So my mind was reflecting, oh God.
All these people now.
Not one is positive. Not one. My aides that came to meet me at the airport from Lagos, how I came down, I made sure they had time because I had already lectured them. Don't come close. As soon as you have to go and wash your hand and all that. Even my luggages, they were left in the sun for like 3 hours. So we took all this precaution. Yes, why I have to say this is that you don't have to run because you have it. It's not a stigmatized thing. They don't be midday here, so I went through it. I was tested positive before I even became symptomatic. So that's the point I want to make. The earlier you just know your status, you still have all the energy, you still have the immunity. That time the thing has not started hitting you. I was even told that, say, the first 4 days, na throat will remain. So if you drink plenty of water, warm water with salt and vinegar or lime and all that, you go, they go there, drive them away or pass them, wash them down to the stomach. And you know, the thing they survive for inside stomach because the acid the stomach will consume them. So, and this thing, it only they dangerous if you don't feel go to your lungs. You know, it go lungs. If you go lungs, now there the risk, now there they find they go. If you not reach there, you not survive. So you can, if you know early, with hot water, lime, salt, and all that. Come on, these are local things, not be drug yet. Can wash them away. And 2, they say na immunity, now the thing they fight. You know, Oyibo has a way of boosting your immunity. Some vitamins, what do you call those GNL products, those supplements. There are so many things they can recommend for you so that your immunity go be boosted. The risk in it is that make you not go get her, you don't know you go spread them. And the person when you give her to not know say you get her, you go keep them. It not be able say they spread them. He go they wound and they go. That's the risk. Not be say you where don't get her, where they don't test, you get risk again. If you look at the mortality rates, Edo State today is about 44. We've just discharged 9, including me now. Only 3 deaths we don't record. And if you go to the history of those 3, now because either they not know or they get very serious underlying ailments. Okay. And even if you get serious underlying ailment and you notice it on time, the chances of survival are still very high. It still reach like 60%.
Okay, you know what will happen now? We will take some course now. We will display the number where we say we will use 052290573, 052290573. Make you ask Mr. Speaker question when BC you want to ask concerning this coronavirus. Again, I want to talk before BC will take the course. You talk something about stigmatization. Yeah. That than one grammar when BC you use. Basically when BC they get and they say they run from and that kind of thing. Even your chief of staff. Blessing and go back when they interview and that they when they say you resume off when everybody they happy. They even talk and say people they feel even he when they say they work for you, they work close to you all the time. They will tell and say they will run from him, say maybe you don't catch this thing or that kind of thing. This area of stigmatization, what you get to tell our people? Now this stigmatization is very unfortunate because now what thing they don't know, now maybe then they do that one. Maybe me and you there, so you can't receive me from one side. Yeah. We didn't shake as we used to be. We didn't hug as we used to be. Even me, that as of today, as this moment now, I know that I'm negative. I don't know you. I don't know how you're. So now you they fear that. No. So, but I'm standing and sitting here with you. Now you will protect myself. Okay. You know do. Okay. So that somebody there, I'm going to take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, may you carry on. Okay, so good morning. Hello? If you like to with the get you without. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, who they talk to?
Good morning, I see you.
Good morning. What will be your name?
Hello, good morning, I see you. Good morning, I see you.
Good morning. What will be your name?
I'm Mr. Benjamin Ayubini.
Okay. Carry on.
I'm Benjamin Ayubini.
Carry on, we hear you.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Stefan ITV. I want to ask, is this speaker telling us, is speaker telling us you treat yourself with native medicine? Is that what he's telling us?
I don't understand your question. Anyway, if let's say they talk say the thing when be say the experience when be say you go maybe join us halfway, you're supposed to don't know.
No, I understand it. This so whether I tell and say na native medicine I use.
Okay, you hear that.
Well, to answer that question the way it take come, I not talk say na native medicine. I not locate and say na native medicine be the cure. You know, say the talk say there is no cure, and I also subscribe to it say there is no cure. But because we know say the thing not like heat.
Okay.
You know, like heat. So anything that is hot in our local way, we defeat take and drive on. Okay. And if you recall, if you grow up from this our local climate, you know, say there's something like agbo and other ingredients. When they say they steam up body, they will cover you. I was always saying that that's one of the experience. All those things that heat up my system to the lungs, I use them. And the medical team were there. They were checking me.
Okay.
They recommended some medication. You know why?
Boost your immunity.
Yeah, those ones were there. They recommended some vitamin and other to boost immunity. It is not good for me to now say they give me chloroquine and other antibiotics saying that can cure them, because even them say it has not been clinically tested.
Okay.
So I remember one of the doctors, because very friendly doctors, when they came and they saw me wanting to take a combination of lime, garlic, and other ingredients with onion, something, and other many things, and it's very hot. So because he caught me wanting to drink it, I was afraid I might say don't. And I said, doctor, I hope I can take this. He said, well, you can, as long as it's not going to be harmful, because we don't know what works. Okay. Even after he has recommended some tablets,
okay,
cough syrup, you see what they told me they were doing, they treat the symptom.
Okay.
Then they treat the symptom. If you say leg, they pay you.
They'll treat leg.
They'll treat that leg when they pay you. If you are feverish, they'll treat that fever. If you get cough, they go treat cough.
Okay.
So that's what the doctor told me they were doing.
Okay, no, take this call. Hello, good morning.
The person don't come up for line.
Hello, good morning. Okay, more with the expect. Hello, good morning. Even the person not there for line, they watch us, so they hear you. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, no.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
We can hear you. Carry on.
I can hear you. Good morning. First.
Carry on.
Hello.
My brother, they hear you. Carry on.
I want to appeal with our speaker.
If let's say they get some technical issue with that phone, maybe we go leave the call. But mostly try our luck for one, whether if we get one call before we come. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
We they hear you. Carry on.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
So I want to ask Mr. Speaker. Did they hear me?
We they hear you. Carry on.
Okay. So the reason why people they always fear about it, because they don't see the people for hospital. Like for if they watch Al Jazeera, they show people when the team they affected, that they treat them for hospital. But for Nigeria, they know they see anyone like that. That's why people see the doubt whether they show. Now let us state House of Assembly. Now we don't see now. Others for Benin, we know they see them. So that's why people go still believe say no day. But if they show us for TV, say see people who don't cash show, Mona be careful. So people go fear like HIV.
Okay.
They show everybody, they see people when you don't cash.
Okay. Before I speak, I go answer that one. I go first answer Rishi point. I go let us know, my brother, say, person when we say he get sickness and all of that, he get medical advice when we say they take, they ask them whether you want me to show you or not. That's this thing, they always did there. Even the time of HIV, they did. And people when we say come out, come talk, say yes, say, show me. Now we say they use. When Boris Johnson get it, come and come talk. All the people they come and come talk because they want make it be say yes, say the thing, he go down. Imagine Amaka or Corona when they look for, he get an Iran. Because you know what make it be say they know. So Mr. Speaker, maybe you fit take her from there before we go come out.
Yeah. You see, like the thing they try to talk, so everybody they get a right, even condemned criminal get some rights until it's executed. So person when they 60 get some privacy, and if you violate them, the person get right to sue you. But even at that, so many Nigerians have come out to admit that they say they didn't get them. Like me, when I had it, they told me that they were going to announce it to. I say, say because as a high profile demonstration, people must say, well, if that's the rule, that's not where I'm not looking at the people. I'm looking up to God already. So anything they like, let them do. So they went ahead and see calls and all that. That my wife was restless. It's now switch off her phone and all that. Friends and relations, text messages that the thing is all over the world. So, but one thing you know, don't expect that you will see the people, make you see their faces and know them. If that has not been done in Edo State and other parts of the country, I believe that some of us can introduce it. We can suggest it to the government and the team that even if you not show the people face, in isolation center, because not everybody they want isolation center, they are scattered. So even if not 5 or 2, you just zoom camera to say, how are you doing? Some that are well, they can. Because how many cameramen will get the courage to even go there? But if they are well prepared, they can go. No, Nigerians must talk. I see one of the camera where they went and they say the people were looking lively. And say they know they're sick. People say, see, so anywhere you go, they must find something to say, no, ordinary fever. I tell you, this is not. This is not. You know how many people big rich men have died? Very rich people. They have all died. They have all the money in the world.
To take care of themselves.
But one that happened recently, a billionaire in Italy, when we're talking about billionaire, not in Naira, that is in Euro, jumped down from one of his high-rise building because the wife, the children died of it. And he was left, he cannot no longer stomach it. Jumped down and he died. So these are things for you to know that it's like this God. Nobody has come out to see God. If at your level, at this stage, you still don't believe there is God, then there's a problem. Because some people still believe God doesn't exist. Very unfortunately. So why will you think that God does not exist? And over 80%, 90% of the population of the world believe that God exists, either whether Muslim or other way. Now you say there's so all these people, were they mad? So these are the things. We could suggest that so the people say maybe they show some of them maybe at a distance in the hospital.
But with their consent too?
No, it may not, because they're not going to show their face just to know that people are on the bed, you know, because that's just to reduce this kind of skepticism. You need to believe. You know, even in the Bible, Jesus Christ blessed those that believe, even when they had not seen, than the doubting Thomas.
No, we don't put my name to John, maybe because my name not Thomas, I make you put it anyway. So, we done this since with the Speaker of the Edo Assembly, our friend and brother, Honorable Frank. Some people call you Frank, some people call you Francis.
Well,
may you clear that one here now. Which shall be your own side?
My name is Francis. You know, as I was growing up, friends just took over Frank. And in my subconscious, sometimes I also write Frank.
Okay.
So, but my name is Francis. That's the one my father gave to me. So, but I must am I going to have opportunity to speak? Now. Because let me say it here. You know.
But yes, talk about pidgin English.
Yes, you know, say everybody they work. They say new king, new law. People, they get their own individual approach to issue. We have a government that had seen beyond this coronavirus. Certainly the coronavirus will come and gone. Are you people aware that the government are even forced, they are by law now expected to start creating graveyard So a government that is creating graveyard, do you know how he will feel? So that kind of government that has a conscience will want to do everything to prevent going to that graveyard. Because that graveyard, you don't even know who is going to be there. It could even be the governor's relation or his close friend. So when you see all attention right now, now about this coronavirus, now they come put on, it is because of your life and my life. The response I got when I was down, people say now because now you be high profile officer. I not say now because I be high profile, because at that time we never many. So all the attention can come to me. The CMD UBTH, the CMD Israel Specialist Hospital, they make personal contact, call. The governor will call, the deputy governor will call, my members of the house will call. The team of the commissioner for health was in my place for more than 3, 4, 5 times. There are doctors that are in charge of me, like Dr. Ahideno, there are Dr. Kokere, Dr. Ibadi. These are people that are my personal friends. Dr. Ekato, many others. They show concern. Everybody was just giving me courageous advice. The government was concerned. They were very, very worried that this is the first case. They must be able to demonstrate that this thing is curable so that the message will go outside. So, you see, this is a time of war. It's really war. That you are not hearing bomb and gun does not mean that this one is not as much as. This one is even worse. Because when you hear gun, you know where they are. This time, you don't even know whether the person when they near you now get them. So, we need to join our minds together. Make we pray together. Make we put our mind together on this matter. Whichever political ideology you believe, whichever race you believe, whichever the religion you know, even if you hate me as an individual, you don't have to like me. But on this ground of battle, we should all stand and make sure it's eradicated. So listen to the government's advice. They cannot mislead you. It's not possible. So say social distancing. Even though see this man they cough. Even though this distance is not wide enough, I am conscious. He was asking me, do I need to wear mask? I said, yes. Because I'm not seeing you wearing your own. It is in your interest to wear mask at all times.
It's okay, no wahala, because you know so we not go fit.
And then listen, let me tell you from experience, people that have not been drinking plenty of water, this is the opportunity. You may not like drinking water. Just remain hydrated. It will help you wash the thing off their roots. Plenty of water, a minimum of 3 liters a day. It doesn't have to be ever water, the water you are used to. Just keep drinking water, whether you eat food or not. It will help you.
Thank you very much. We talked with the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly. He don't tell us his experience. That woman when we say go for testimony for church, he say if they give him time, make it talk waiting there for your mind. You know, if you thank God finish. We say even if you say make Mr. Speaker stay here from now till tomorrow evening, you go see they tell us different parts of his experience. Thank you so much. So you say you come. I will not say yes, you don't learn 1 or 2 things from inside. You take very good care of yourself. Coronavirus now real. If you could do anything, take care of yourself. Well, here this is when we say talk. If you get her, try me you don't get her. If you get her, no run like a Maka or Koro. Show your face come out so that they will take care of you. We'll take a small break. When we come back, continue for where BC will stop. The name of the program, Good Morning from Benin. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.